official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of our viewers from all around the world. And welcome back to Valley Grown. I am so excited to be back here with you all again. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a seasoned listener, thank you so much for coming back. And we truly appreciate your support as always. I am Jill San Antonio, and I am coming to you live from Santa Maria, California. Of course, I am not alone here because I have my lovely co-hosts, Caitlin, Melanie, and Melvie. So if you all want to come say hi to all of our viewers that are tuning in tonight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. And thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to leave a comment because we love hearing from you, and we would love to know where you're tuning in from.
Yes.
Thank you again for joining us. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share to our Valley Grown.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Valley Grown. That's going to be my jingle. I don't know. But welcome back, and thank you for the support always.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And as Melvie said, please always, write down your thoughts, everything. We want to be able to hear from you in the Vine chat. Even though you may not be here with us, virtually, we still want to be able to connect with you. And maybe we'll even read out your comments here live on our show. So without further ado, I know we do have limited time here. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I'm so excited for our topic tonight because I feel like this really hits home with a lot of people, at least for me. So I want to be able to of course, tonight we're diving into a topic that shows up everywhere in our lives, and that is confidence. More specifically, how we communicate with confidence, even in those moments when we're not feeling 100%. So, let's dive into it. And I want to be able to throw out a question out there to, first and foremost, to all of our panelists here. So, and also everybody in our Vine chat. So to everybody out there and our panelists, what do we think of when we hear the word confidence? Or in other words, what does confidence mean to you? Whoever wants to go first.
To me, confidence is the ability to convey a message, not just in words, but through actions. Because, when you're trying to talk to somebody, you want to have that confidence so they can truly believe and trust in what you say. It's all about, to me, integrity, but at the same time, humility.
I love that. Yes, integrity and humility. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
It's like she took the words out of my.
She did. I was like formulating.
Caitlin, that's why I always go.
That's confidence right there from Melanie. She unmuted and she went for it.
She should.
No, okay, so for me, I'm going to use Melanie as an example because she definitely conveyed her message really well when it comes to confidence. So, a person who has confidence has self-assurance within himself or herself. They believe in what they can do. And not only do they say it in words, but they also show it in their actions. Literally their whole presence in itself, because I know some people who are very confident, they don't even need to talk sometimes. Their physical attributes showcases it itself. And that in itself is indeed confidence. And one also, a characteristic that I notice is one that does not crumble and rises to any kind of challenges in his. That's confidence.
I love that. That is a great answer. Thank you, Melanie. What about you, Caitlin?
I love that. The honesty, integrity, and like resilience. I love those responses. So yes, thank you, Melanie and Melvi. I think for me, confidence is very like up here. I think it's someone, when I picture someone confident, I picture someone who's very comfortable in their own skin in a way, just super real, and someone who just trusts themselves enough to try. You know, confidence isn't about being perfect or being flawless. And I think, on the other hand, a confident person is very willing to own up to their mistakes and learn from them as well. It's about just trusting yourself even when you're unsure, like you mentioned, Jill, and being able to show up for yourself in the way that you show up for others. And I think that's what confidence is to me.
Yes, I love that. I love all of those answers. And you know what I noticed? You all said all of your answers with confidence. And I feel like that totally just
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're right. I did not even think about that. Like, that is so true. And yes, exactly. Confidence isn't just internal, it's external too. The way we speak, like Melvi mentioned, the way we carry ourselves, body language, eye contact, all of that communicates with who we are before we even say a word. So yes, like Melvi said, you can notice somebody's confidence just by the way they walk when they enter a room. So I love that. Thank you all so much for those answers and for answering that. So and listeners and viewers, feel free to chime in and write down all of your answers as well. And so we're actually going to dive into a very fun field day. So into our very first segment, I want to go ahead and start with this. So Guitek, if you can please play our bumper for our field day. Okay, so for this field day, and I think this is pretty fun. So like I mentioned, everybody that's tuning in, please feel free to join us, write down your answers. So in this fun segment, what we're going to do is we're going to go around to all of our hosts, and we're all going to mention a compliment or something positive that we like about that individual. But we're also, not only is that person going to take compliments from, us as hosts and even all the listeners, but they're also going to say something that they like about themselves. Now, the whole point of this is, I know it gets very awkward sometimes. I'm sure you all can relate, like when it's your birthday and people are singing happy birthday to you, you just never know what to do, right? You just feel awkward. The spotlight is on you. Well, this is a cool, like fun practice to really get in touch with what others, think about you that you might not know, and also like something about yourself. So let's start with Melvi. So I'll go for it first. So Melvi, what I love about you is I love your calm presence. You bring so much, peace to our show, to all of us whenever, even for myself, sometimes I can go really fast and I have all this energy, but then you just bring that calmness and peace all around. And I love that. So, yes.
Thank you, Jill. Appreciate that.
I would like to go next. I love how you love to mentor others, and you're so good at it, and you still have that humbleness in your heart, even though you've actually done a lot for others. Just like for myself, I'm definitely a witness to that, and also the product of your awesome mentorship. So thank you.
Thank you, sister.
It was so sweet. Wait, I'm next.
Here, guys, come on. Say something funny, Caitlin. Break it.
First thing I thought of is like, Melvi, how wise you are. You always have the right things to say, and I feel like, with Jill, Melanie, and Caitlin, myself, hello, being new to INCRadio, at the Melvi, you're kind of like a guiding light for us three, and there's like a calm, thoughtful presence, like what Jill mentioned. You're very warm and you're very trusting and you're very caring, and that's something I really admire about you.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how to thank you guys enough. Now, since Jill did say, I have to say something about myself. Well, with the years, I'm not going to say how many years I've lived. With all the experiences I've had, I feel good about myself now. And I am now, and I can say now to myself that I've grown confidence over the years. And whatever I've learned, I share it with others, because for me, it makes a huge difference for myself, my life, that when I do make a difference for others, that makes me very, very happy. So as a member of Valley Grown, we thank you. I thank you, everyone, especially those of you who are tuning in. And we are hoping that tonight you will learn from each one of us, because this is indeed a very important skill, whether you like it or not. It's a very important skill, and you'll understand why later on, that we can have in our lives, not only to amplify our lives, but also to have a better future ahead of us.
I love that. Oh, thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. And we're so grateful to have you, Melby, as well. Let's move on to Melanie. Melanie, I can go first. So one thing that I love about Melanie is that I love your supportiveness. You're always there to support each one of us for everything, even not just our satellite, but other satellites and everything, wherever we are, whatever activity, whatever it is that we are, part of. You're always there to support each one of us. So thank you.
Yes. Yes, I'd love to go next for Melanie. Like I was gonna say, like you're so sweet and you're so kind and supportive. Like Jill said, you're always like hyping everybody up, like saying that everybody did great at something, and then like what Jill mentioned, supporting other satellites, other stations. Like you just care so deeply, and your love and warmth is really felt by everyone.
Thank you.
She gives, and sometimes she forgets herself. And at times I have to remind her, as her oldest sister, to not also neglect her own health. Because just like what you said, Jill and Caitlin, she is always there. Doesn't matter what activity, doesn't matter when, what time, whether if it's at work, whether if it's church or personal lives, she does her best to be in all of those places. If she can do it all at once, if she can even multiply herself or divide herself, I think she would be all over the place and she will not miss it. So that's what I appreciate about her, is she makes time for everyone else. And she has that character. What was it? The love language, definitely number one, acts of service. So I'm very proud of her and I love her to death as my sister.
Okay, it's gonna make me cry. Oh
So
my
much
god! Oh wow!
Okay, your turn.
Thank you. So as for myself, I'm just very. One of the things that I've learned for me throughout my life is just being thankful and grateful no matter what. And so that's also something that we've learned in our faith. And so that's something that I always treasure, that whatever it is that will happen, I'm always grateful. So that's what I always keep. And that's what I'm really thankful for and confident in, for sure.
I love that. It shows that radiates to all of us.
Okay, Jill.
No, Caitlin.
Oh, is it Caitlin first? Okay. We're skipping the
one. Unless anybody else wants, but I'll go first. So Caitlin, I love your thoughtfulness and your positivity for everything. So yes, it just definitely radiates with all of us. It always shines through with all of our shows, whenever you host or even just offline. I just love your thoughtfulness and your natural ability to connect with everybody. So that is definitely like a true gift. So just being able to connect with everybody and kids as well. So
thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you.
You know, yes, Caitlin, sorry, Melanie. Let me go ahead. You can be the last one this time. I know you're very confident and eager, but come on. What I love about Caitlin is at such a young age, she has a way with words. Doesn't matter how old we are, whether we're kids, middle age, or older, she just has a way of words that just weaves in everything else that we have in this program. And I am so proud of you for accomplishing what you have accomplished so far in your life. And thank you so much for sharing that. Because like what Jill said, you are indeed so thoughtful, because anything that lights up in your head, you share it with us with no hesitation. And although sometimes I do tell you, please don't read our thoughts, our minds, our behaviors. You're there to always have that care and support. And I appreciate all your efforts that you do in our Valley Grown program.
Thank you.
Okay, my turn.
Okay, now you
Number
get
I've always called Caitlin the best ate because just what she does, it's not only reflective of how she does it for the younger generation, but she is so mature that that empathy in her is so built in that I just love how she just shares that to everyone. Like she's very smart. Like just from what she says, you can tell she's very young, but it's like she has a lot of knowledge, and I really appreciate her way of learning more, just so how she can treat others and be able to teach others to continue that empathy and love. So thank you, Caitlin. You're amazing.
Thank you. You guys are so great. Like I love y'all. I love y'all so much. I think for my this is hard because I don't say things about myself like this, but I think the thoughtfulness about myself is something that I always try my best to be there for others. So I think I'm a very supportive person, very thoughtful, and it's only due to the people that surround me. I keep talking about other people. I need to talk about myself. I think the thoughtfulness, the care, the love that I give to others is something that I always, I guess, applaud myself for. So yeah, those are the things that I say about myself.
Amazing. Yes. And that's exactly why I wanted to do this exercise, because it is so hard to talk about ourselves.
Mhm.
And sometimes we just never know. And that's why I wanted, others to feel that. And then also for us to feel that. So Vine Chat, what do you like about not just our host, but also what do you like about yourself? Please tell us. Feel free to jump in there. Tell us what it is that you either like about yourself or somebody else or anything that could also boost that confidence, because right? Confidence also grows when we acknowledge the good in ourselves. It's like a muscle. And this was just definitely part of our warm up. So,
Okay, wait, Jill's not. We're not done yet. You have to. Jill's trying to get away with this.
I know. I'm like, not us forgetting about.
We're not gonna forget about Jill.
She tried at least.
she did. I really did.
All right, Jill, since you picked me to be first.
I want to start.
I
Jill, me first.
Go ahead.
Jill, I just love your leadership. You are so intelligent, and your confidence just transpire in us as well. And you're so beautiful. I mean, you're always put together, and that itself, like what you said, is the external confidence, and it inspires me too, because sometimes I don't really like to do detail stuff, but just lately I've been trying to, like, I see this in Jill, I want to be like her when I grow up. So thanks, Jill, for being you. We love you.
You are a breath of fresh air in this group. So that in itself, you bring so much on the table. Your brilliant mind, your creativity, your proactiveness. It's just, we appreciate that from you, because there are times we tend to be quiet. Well, I tend to be quiet there at times, and you're very expressive. And then you have, when there's something that needs to be addressed, you go for it and clarify things and verify things. And we're all in this together as a team. And with our great efforts, we're also hoping that what we learn from each other, we also exude that to all of our audiences out there, because we love them. We want them to grow with us as we continue to have these Valley Grown episodes. So thank you, Jill.
I was gonna say about Jill. Jill's always on point. You always know exactly what to say, and you're very quick-witted in every conversation that we have. You make everyone think, you make everyone smile. And I love that you always take initiative, and your deliberation skills are always really good, because, for anyone who doesn't know, we do a lot of behind the scenes work here on Valley Grown on INCRadio, and Jill's always the one like, hey, like, what should we do about this? Can we address this? And I love it. And it's something I admire about you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I love you all. So thank you. And I appreciate that. One thing that I love about myself, I was not prepared for that, is if I want to do something, I will go make it happen. Even if that means, even if I'm scared or afraid, even if I want to go travel across the world alone and nobody else can, I will go. I will go do it. So That is one thing that I love about myself. So thank you so much for participating in this segment. We will definitely move on. So really appreciate all of that. And I hope everybody was able to learn something new about our hosts, about themselves, even just, something different. But in this next segment, I'm very excited to learn about you all and along with our hosts. And this is about confidence in the real world, right? So let's shift into how confidence shows up in the real world. We often think that, confidence is a personality trait, but actually it's something you're not born with. A lot of people think like maybe she was born with it, but honestly, confidence is built. It's a communication skill. It's something that you build through action, right? When was the last time you were like, oh, I have confidence because I thought about this? It's more about like what you do, when you think about something and then you go do it. So, think about environments where confidence matters, like job interviews. Think about some times where you had a difficult time, like public speaking, difficult conversations. Maybe it doesn't come natural to you, but people are naturally drawn to those who communicate with assurance. So here's our question. Describe a time when you all felt unsure or not 100%, but you pushed through anyway. What helped you get through that moment?
I'd like to go first. I feel like I know I bring up college so much. So if you're tired of my college stories, I'm so sorry. I feel like I had to do this so much in my undergrad. There were times in my hardest classes where the professors would just cold call on you and just like calling you without even letting you know. And I remember I always tried to be on top of my game in all my lectures to make sure that I was confident in my material so I wouldn't have to speak to the class on something that I don't know much about. And of course, the one day during this time of year, during like final season, when I was slumped with so many things and my head was all over the place, the professor calls on me, Caitlin, stand up and share your readings or your findings with the class. And I was like, okay, I have to get through this. And so I stood up and I was like, hey, class. And I remember feeling stumped and a bit unsure about what I had to say. So I gathered all my notes from previous weeks, my little section of notes from the readings, and I summarized all that I could to the best of my ability and try to connect it with the reading, and it was fine. I sat down and I was like, oh, that wasn't too bad. And it just taught me that confidence just comes from doing your best, even when you're not 100%, like you mentioned, Jill. So yeah, that's a little story.
Yes. And don't ever feel like you share too much about college. Like that is very difficult. So that, please continue to share that. It is a big part of you. Yes. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Yes, I would like to say that, Caitlin, there are others also who are related, they could relate to what you have gone through. So you sharing that would allow them to just hopefully, also inspire them to just be confident no matter what.
Thank you.
And since I'm already talking, I would like to share my very first experience as a panelist at INCRadio.
Yes.
Ever since, even before we were a different district, before CVC, my sister has already been talking to me. Can you be a panelist? Can you? I'm always, no, I really cannot speak in front of cameras, knowing that there are people watching, and I definitely couldn't, and I've avoided so long. But one time, he did invite me because I also, like you, Jill, I also love fitness. And so it's a topic that I'm very excited about as well. And so I went ahead and joined in. The next thing you know, one show, one episode, and then another episode, and another episode. And the more episodes I joined, it really built my confidence. And also now here I am, one of the hosts of Our Valley Grown. So it is true. It's a skill you have to learn, but it's also something you have to be open to learn and practice. So yeah, so for those who are also shy, like me, camera shy initially, I definitely challenge you to try this because it's really going to help your way of talking to people, not just within your family or your own circle, but even those who you don't know, like the people who are joining us right now. Maybe some we don't know them, but they are here listening to us, so we appreciate them as well. So like I said, please continue to learn that skill, and so that you can be confident, and it would definitely boost your confidence in speaking. That's all I can say. So thank you.
And we love having you here. So thank you, Melody.
Thank you.
After all those years of trying to convince her, finally.
I know.
That
Thank
has
you.
worked.
Yeah.
Thank you for not losing your confidence in me.
Yes,
No,
I did not lose your I
yeah.
did not lose my confidence with all three of you because I believed in your own capabilities. I've seen it. So thank you for manifesting it here on Valley Grove. Now, as for me, I'm going to go way, way back when it all started, when I was very shy. So when my family and I moved to Saipan in 5th grade, English was our third language. I was very fascinated with English, and I wanted to learn how to speak the way my teachers and my classmates spoke. And so I've always wondered, well, how am I going to achieve this when I'm very shy? I didn't want to come out of my shell. So I asked one of my teachers, her name was Mrs. McAllister. And I vividly remember that she told me, just keep trying, just keep doing, little by little, you'll eventually get there. I was so embarrassed when she first picked on me to read a whole, probably 3 pages of the chapters in one of the reading materials that we have. I can't even remember the name of the book, but we were in 5th grade at that time. And I still had the accent, of course. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean the accent is bad, but you have to be able to enunciate the words so your classmates can understand what you're saying. Well, I didn't really know it back in the days. So what I did was I started watching American films. I started reading out loud. I started emulating my mentors. And eventually I learned. I even recorded myself. I listened and I would ask my teachers, am I pronouncing these words correctly? Am I using the correct grammar? All of this are all of my efforts. And now I look back, I said, I am so glad I spent so much time doing that, because now I'm able to speak the way they did back in the day. And I'm able to now also share what I've learned all throughout my years of learning how to speak the way I do to others. So that way they too can learn on their own, because I realized that it's not necessarily the results that you want to achieve right away is that you need to foresee right away, but it's actually those little actions that you need to take in order to progress. So we have to enjoy the process, but we have to take action. We can't just sit there and think and realize, oh, well, nothing is happening. Of course, nothing is going to happen if you don't act on it. So what we're trying to convey to all of you here is, like what Jill said, confidence is not, it's not a talent, or it's not what you're born with. Mm-hmm. It's what you need to acquire for yourself in order to slowly build that. And I look back and I said, you know what? Even though my parents, or I think it was my mom, who said, are you talking to yourself again? Why are you always talking to yourself? And I said, Mom, I'm practicing how to speak English. And until now, believe it or not, before I even became a host, I would still practice in my car, driving to church, driving to work, driving to the grocery store, just so I don't forget. And that in itself, I look back and I said, yep, it takes many years of practice, but all those years made me realize that we shouldn't give up on ourselves, that in order to better our lives, in order to see the results, we have to take action. And that's the most important thing. So no matter what challenges we go through or what we face in our lives, we have to continue to keep trying. And that way, in the end, we'll reap the rewards of all of our hard efforts.
Yeah. 100%. I completely agree. It's more than just physical looks, because when you actually put in the work, you are so proud of that. You know that you showed up for yourself. You were able to come through and, see the results of it. And it's those types of things that nobody sees, those 1% every day. And so that's also what I wanted to really just exuberate into this show, is just letting people know, like, give yourself more credit, right? Like, there's so many times that you all probably don't want to do a lot of things, but you do it anyways, and you don't realize, and you're not self-aware. So, build that, just know that you are showing up for yourself, no matter what you do, for your family on their day-to-day basis, doing the things that you don't want to do, but still doing it anyways, because, you have life. So with that, I do want to hear from our Vine chat. So Kuya Tech, if we can play our Vine chat bumper.
Alrighty, so I'll get started. We are going towards the end of our show, so I will try my best to get to everyone as much as I can. So one of the first comments I see is from Omel Ellison. Hello, Pa. She says, feeling secure in yourself, having a realistic belief in your own abilities. Very true. My cousin, Embong Lehman, saying, I'm proud to say that my confidence goes up every time I see my cousin on these programs and show. Great job, mga kapatid. Thank you, Kuya. And we have Rowell saying the banter between our amazing hosts is great. Well, yes. Hello, Paul. We also have Julia saying that for her confidence that she does self-affirmations, and they're a quick reminder for whenever she starts to doubt herself or her abilities. So yes, that is a great reminder to do self-affirmations. We have, let's see, Angelina Costello. Good evening, Paul, and happy viewing from local of Bakersfield district, or local of Delano, sorry, District of Central Valley, California. Someone watching from Mangahan District of Quezon City. I really hope I said that right, but yes, thank you so much for tuning in all the way from the Philippines. Someone saying aloha, everyone watching from the Aloha State. Aloha, hello. Let's see what else. We got Manuel Hatulan saying, to feel confident, just remember that we are the chosen ones. Remember always the promises of our Almighty God unto us. And I could not agree more. So yes, that's all for our Vine chat. Again, please commenting. We hope we can get to our Vine chat a little bit more next week. But yes, keep supporting Valley Ground, and I'll pass it back to you, Jill.
Thank you so much, Caitlin. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. So I did want to get to this portion because that was a perfect segue as from our last comment to go into our last segment, because I want to talk about our faith and confidence. So, that is something that keeps us all rooted, right? Our faith, that's why we're here. That's why we all, come together. So because confidence doesn't just come from our skills or accomplishments, it's a huge part of, knowing how we're guided, supported, and never alone. So I want to hear from our, with the time that we have, how does your faith keep you rooted and give you confidence to go on?
As for me, just having the guidance of knowing what we need to do and being able to know that we can rely strongly on someone through our prayers, that this will push through and we are not alone. So that's my answer for that.
Beautiful answer. Thank you so much.
I'll go next. So my faith keeps me confident and grounded by reminding me that I'm never on my own. Life's challenges can bring you to a stumble and you can feel lost, but our faith allows us to point us to the right direction, if that makes any sense. Our faith is just so important because, we wouldn't trade it for anything in this world. And our faith is constant and it's always working with us, just like our hearts. And with our faith being so firm and our conviction being strong, it's easier to move through life knowing that we have that with us.
I agree 100%. Thank you, Caitlin. What about you, Melvi?
It taught me to be resilient, to never crumble, and to become the strongest person I've ever known. So I'm grateful for everything that I have in my life right now.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
built up confidence, of course.
Yes, absolutely. Confidence. And for me, it gives me strength. On days, like we mentioned, on days where it's just so hard that you just don't know. And As soon as I pray, it gives me all the strength, it gives me the guidance. So with that, we thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in again. So as we wrap up tonight's episode of Valley Grown, we want to thank everybody for joining us as we explore the communication of confidence through our words, our actions, and most importantly, our faith. So we also extend our thanks to our INCRadio station manager, Brother Wally Taray, our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Iranio Manalo, and of course, our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and we will see you again next time, only here on Valley Grown, presented by INCRadio, Central Valley, California. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Stay
Care.
confident.
Again. Continue to build your confidence.
Yes. Let it refine you.
Bye,
Yeah,
everybody.
to like, subscribe, and share. And always tune in on Fridays.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Okay.